Kia ora. Hello.
Kia ora.
Welcome back to another control stream. We're going to continue. We're getting into something tonight. Something's happening. I did have a play around with this yesterday to try and fix the graphic thing, and I did a little bit of testing and it seems to be good now, but who knows? We'll find out. But it also means we're not in the same spot we finished. And I put all my purchased all the ability things again that I deleted for the second time, so we don't have to worry about that.
Nice. Until you delete them again.
Try not to push square. I'm just, for some reason, holding square to buy an ability is like pre-programmed into my muscle memory.
Well,
So I
it's
keep
just
doing
weird
it.
that like it gets rid of all of them so quickly and easily.
I mean, you have to hold it quite a while, but it's, yeah. That was this text a little bit. Are they still loading in? Who knows? Alright, where are we? Probably in a different area now.
Investigate the sector elevator. What was that about? Oh, is this just... That's the next step after what we looked at, Prime Candidate Program stuff.
It is not.
Oh, this
It
is
is
the
a
other one, the
side
side thing.
Yes.
Okay, I can't exactly remember what it was. I know it only just
You
happened.
don't know what it is yet, because we only just got it.
Right.
But you will know soon.
I was trying to remember the context of it and how we got it.
It just popped up.
Oh.
It's one of the ones that just pops up and says, investigate this, or
Yeah, but
deal with these
they usually come up. They're usually in context.
objects of power. Not really.
It's like something that triggers it. I can't remember what triggered it.
Just finishing the last mission, it's just to like... It's not tied to anything in particular. It's just tied to where you are in the current progress of the game. Because like we have... That's the one, that's the main one. Search for the side projector. But we have that one. Finding more.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, okay, don't worry.
The mirror. Oh, we haven't done the mirror one yet, actually. We should probably do that one first. Before we get into this. It's still giving me keyboard inputs when I'm not on keyboard.
Yeah, I understand the side quests and not, but those all were triggered by something.
It's not triggered by anything. Just pops up. You'll know why when we get to it.
I think it was triggered by something. Like, all of those have been... You might be understanding triggered in a way different from me, but...
I mean, it's... This point in the game is when this happens. It's not tied to any action that we have taken as a character, though. It'll all become clear when we get to it. Don't worry.
What was the context of it popping up?
After we found we went to the ordinary dump and found out that the slide projector had been moved somewhere else. And we were going to go to find it. That was...
And then something about... I don't even know which thing it was now popped up.
So when we did that, I think this one came up. And this one, a dark place came up, and then these ones came up. Well, we might have already had that one. It's not important. We'll get to it. It's not. It's not tied to anything. Trust me. Synchronicity lab. So we need to come here to find the mirror. Do you remember the mirror from the document?
Vaguely.
It was the one that was like some lady had it in like 1916. And
Okay,
then lots of
no.
people went missing. Alright, we'll bring it up. Case files.
I vaguely remember there being a mirror. That was about it.
Was it in here? Mirror? Victorian mirror. That's this one. It's related to this.
Oh, the one I
People
said
go
it was
missing.
like Alice to the Looking Glass.
Yes, that one. So that's why we're coming to sort out. The Victorian mirror. Whoa.
What if those were people?
Yeah, no. Where is this mirror? We need to go.
So we
It's
are
supposed to be in
in the synchronicity lab already.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's just here.
Mirror testing is a literal
probably there.
department for it. Altered item inside. Access restricted to research personnel.
Why'd they keep an altered item here?
Keep them everywhere.
Did they actually explain control points in the context of the game?
Yeah. It's just about
It's where the threshold's weak or something.
it's just kind of like a point where you can cleanse the hiss from that area.
Yeah, but
I don't know how it functions,
why those
but
spot? Yeah.
it's just like a I don't know. It could be like a weak point for them. The mirror.
That looks like the ring.
Oh my god, it kind of does. We've got a camera on the mirror there. We've got a camera on the mirror there. Oh, I remember this one now. I remember this one. Mirror, altered item. Altered item examination proposal, aka the mirror. Or A160, aka the mirror. Summary, this proposal is to finally determine the precise nature of the reflected space within the altered item. Is it transplanar, psychologically generated, or rooted within our own dimension? How does the altered item know the space in its vicinity well enough to reflect it? Why does it reflect some materials but not others? Is the space a parallel reality? If so, then we need to consider that while we possess this physical end of the mirror, someone else owns the other. It's like Harry Potter. Wait, was that a mirror? No, that was
I
a
have no
wardrobe.
idea what you're talking about.
What
Wardrobe?
purpose-
You're talking about the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
No, there was like the cupboard that they can transport through.
Don't they
But
do that in the
never mind.
fireplace?
No. The one where they buy it from the shop,
No idea.
and there's two, and one's in one place and one's in the other.
Doesn't
matter.
No memory of that.
Let's not get into that. What purposes might they use it for? Can they walk through into our own world? What are their motives? Lastly,
sorry, this reminds me of Fringe. Except it wasn't a mirror.
Lastly, to what purpose does the altered item produce the reflections of individuals that can enter it? Can these reflected entities leave the altered item? As with all altered items, we need to attempt to distinguish if this behavior is... Refer to file 512, 52, 82, 51 for full report.
Yeah, you would need the full report for that, because that said that was a proposal for examination and had no proposal of anything to do.
It's true.
I was like, what are you proposing to do, sir or ma'am?
So these sides look the
Third
same.
option.
They're like a mirror.
Hmm.
I'm just going to adjust this because it's running really slow.
What is ray tracing? Sorry, that's a whole other thing to get into while we're about to try and do this mirror thing.
It's like accurate light refraction and stuff like that. And shadows and illumination.
Like rays, like light rays.
Ray tracing, yes.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Oh, the mirror's down there. I see it. I see it.
This makes me uneasy. See, this is the kind of stuff I think is really good. In that this is kind of creepy. It's bright. It's not like horror elements, but it's creepy. Eerie.
Mirror containment. Altered item behavioral study containing the reflection. Summary. A160, the mirror, does not reflect its surroundings with perfect accuracy. The environment seen in its glass contains slight distinctions. It is unknown why the mirror does this. If there is any, then it's something we can't perceive. The popular theory is that the mirror has a goal in mind, that it reflects the world it wishes were real, subtly replacing our reality with its own. While certainly far-fetched, the theory is worth noting here as a warning not to underestimate the mirror. The specially designed black rock panels have been installed to prevent access from our side or the mirrors. For added security, a particular arrangement of the panels is required to open the door. Refer to file 915-7412.
Is this like a puzzle?
Yes, I think we have to arrange these.
Because I almost said that before, and then I was like, oh, no.
I just kind of opened them, I'm sure it's, there was probably some reason for them to be like that, and I just ignored any warnings.
Well, there's pictures on the walls on either side, so that might have something to do with the doors. I don't want to look in the mirror. I'm gonna get sucked in and die.
Yeah, we'll be fine. Okay, how do we know?
There must be a clue on the wall somewhere.
It must be. What's this?
Debrief for Mirror Excursion 7C. Subject is Agent Hardy. Hardy spent approximately 3 hours in the mirror. It's the longest time on record. Can you describe your experience inside, Agent Hardy?
Talking backwards.
Agent Hardy is physically healthy. All tests have come back clean. Yet the speech issue has persisted for hours. Calm down, Agent. It could be psychosomatic, but the fact that this only occurred after returning
It's clearly
to the room
backwards.
makes a paranatural explanation more likely. I recommend a battery of tests and a Class Orange quarantine.
Just play your tape backwards. Who doesn't recognize that as...
Alright, calm down.
I'm just like, how
Calm
would you
down.
not recognize that as backwards? Wait, can we
Looks
play
like
that?
there's a mirror in there.
Can we play that tape backwards?
Just wait and see. So we got one open at the end. One closed at the end. So...
What do these shutters do?
Didn't work. Maybe it's a mirror image. Maybe this one needs to be open. Closed.
The backwards talking reminded me of Twin Peaks, which we know the creator is a fan of. And also that recording reminded me of
Shutters in
Annihilation.
the image look different.
Reminded me of what, sorry?
Annihilation?
Kind
of a spoiler.
I don't remember. Those two are closed, right?
Yeah.
That one's open. Are we looking at it the right way? Where's the caution?
You did both. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Caution is...
Oh, yeah, well, it's from its
Yeah.
perspective, it should be the other way.
Yes.
Isn't that what you did?
So this one needs to be
Yeah.
that. I think I did this last time I played this too. This is vaguely familiar with me getting it wrong.
I was saying to you, I think yesterday or the day before, about mirror stuff being too confusing. That's something I don't look forward to if trying to drive.
It'll be
Way
fine.
to lock something up.
It's not as confusing as you think. It's not like when you're
I don't
trying
believe
to
it.
do stuff in the mirror, like as you said, with like your hair or whatever. It's not at all like that. Because I can't do that either, but I can drive fine. What's gonna happen? Touch the mirror.
I'm not even telling anyone we're
Taste
going
the
in.
mirror. Look at the signs.
But I also just want to say, to listen to that tape backwards, we didn't have to go in the mirror. Could have just played it backwards.
Fish? Wait, that didn't sound right. Yeah, that's not good.
Now we can listen to it. Maybe if it's in.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of effort when we could have actually just played it backwards.
Yeah, but we weren't going through it to listen to a tape. We were going through it to investigate. It's just part of it. Isn't it? Look.
Hmm.
What? I can't understand you. You need to listen. I saw something in there. There is something inside. You need to lock down the mirror. Why are you talking like that? What's wrong with you? All of you? There's something in that fucking mirror.
I've
What
heard
was
enough.
his name?
I don't remember. I want to say like Mark or something, but I'm awful with names,
I
so
just
it's
wonder if
probably
there's
wrong.
a. Oh my god, just right to communicate, easier to reverse. Yeah,
true.
exactly. You can very easily just read backwards writing.
So we can read these
Um,
again too. Oh wait, no, that's not what I want to do.
I'm
okay.
just wondering if we get an update on him and whether he came back to normal.
I don't remember. Yeah, we can't read those. I thought we could. Can
So
we
you
look
couldn't
this up
open
in
that thing either.
No, we cannot. We can use that control panel though.
Something in here.
But is it reversed?
And the door is open.
Textures are still a bit weird, but they're actually loading. At least they're loading. We're in like the reverse world now. Oh my god.
That hidden what you said about just right because it's easier to reverse. For some reason, neither of them seem to realize.
That someone's in there.
Where? Yeah.
Neither of them seem to.
Whoa.
It's me. It's the evil me.
Understand that.
They didn't realize it's backwards.
What were you saying? Sorry.
The hidden said just right to communicate because it's easier to reverse, but for some reason, I was just saying, for some reason they didn't realize it was backwards speech, even though it was very clearly backwards speech.
They might have, but couldn't. They were just taking a recording, so they weren't thinking of it at the time. I don't know. How do we get in there? We're locked in.
Even if they don't realize the exact problem, trying another communication method just makes sense. Yeah, well, like anyone who can't talk, you would think you'd just give them pen and paper.
I'd like to think that that's just, you know, procedure is as soon as they come out, they have to take one of those statements.
That person who was doing it did not realize. For sure. Because she was like, oh, it's probably psychological, blah, 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 stop being a drama queen.
Yeah, but if they had them saying, oh, they're talking backwards, it ruins the
no.
effect of the game. So, you know. Yeah, to take it with a little, not a grain of salt, but something like that.
That's not good.
It's the evil version of me. How do we get in there? I'm not sure what we do. Maybe we go back. Just says explore the reflected space, so there we go. Why do I have a scarf? My evil version has a scarf. Is it a scarf?
No.
What is it? Looks like a scarf. But okay. I think that's a like.
Are we her or are we us?
This is true. What are we? She's escaped. She's out here now. Defeat Essage. Oh, shit.
Yeah, well, at least we're not her.
Or are we? Which one's the real one?
Pale imitation.
That doesn't feel over. It's dead. No, it's not over. That's why.
Health bar's there still.
I want to see her outfit because it's different.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It looked like she had a scarf or something. Oh, shh.
I think she's like dressed. It looks like she's dressed like a spy.
So fire missiles at me. Bonk.
That better be all of them.
Good morning, Born. That's not Lara. That's an imposter.
Lift this mirror up.
Sorry, it's Jesse, not Lara.
It's S-Edge. How's it going, Born? Where are we going? Down here. Lara had a doppelganger too, so...
So you think this is related to the dark
Wonder what the
force
Bureau was
in
doing
Alan
with
Wake?
this thing.
This?
Or just because there's Mr. Scratch in Alan Wake?
I wouldn't think so.
Alright.
Because he doesn't... He's not really like... He's like a doppelganger, but he's not from a mirror world, so...
Sure.
Well, it's cleansed now. The hiss is gone. It's dealt with.
Done. Back to business.
Should we close it still?
Maybe. Can't. Oh no.
Okay. I guess it's just fine.
Weird that one of these stations we could, like... interact with, but it wasn't for anything.
That's probably just something we missed. Now we'll never get to check it out.
We got some points I can spend, not by pushing square. Remember, please, for the love of God. See, it sounds the same, and you hold it for the same amount of time.
Yeah, I think
I can't actually afford it now anyway, so...
Maybe
For
that's
now.
what you need to do, is just buy something immediately every time. So
I
that
did
you-
actually, yeah. I bought one of the upgrades for this gun. Off stream.
But I mean, whenever you have almost the amount of points to reset, just buy stuff.
Yes.
Can't accidentally reset.
What did we get? Shield strength. Speed. What am I doing? Missions. A dark place. Alright. Back to business.
Not really back to business, because isn't our main business the something to do with the prime candidates that our brother told us to do?
Back to different business.
Because I just saw it, when are you planning to play Ninja Gaiden on the NES? Asking someone who's sunk a ton of credits into it.
I don't think we met that goal. Did we meet that goal? I don't think we did. I thought the last one we met was that's the Carmen Sandiego one. I know I did a goal for it and then nothing happened with it. But I could bring it back. I'll have to have a look. I don't think it got met. But I will investigate that for you.
I told you this, but I was actually on the path to being a ranger once.
You're just asking me things
And
to
got rookie status.
quote Shenmue.
Anyway, not the point. My old ranger squad was a great bunch. There was 6 plus me. Remus, Hazard, Cho, Guy, Heptonstall, and Thompson. They were supposed to get back from an expedition yesterday. We had beers and wings planned.
Beers and wings.
They weren't here when Darling handed out the HRAs.
Then they had
Shit.
nothing protecting them from the hiss.
You see, they prepped for the worst, but I think that we're already past that. We all wore these pouches around our neck, and I really don't want the hiss to get them. Could you find them for me? The
Pouches.
squad would have come back through maintenance, but they probably spread out from there.
I'll keep an eye out for them, Arish. And I won't let them stay hiss.
Oh.
Okay, so that's a different mission altogether.
I have to go.
Me too. You're not the only one who's busy.
He looks so familiar. I thought
Yeah.
that every time I've seen him.
Look at him. Oh god.
Stay sharp.
Look inside his brain. So we're gonna go here. Investigate the sector elevator.
Darkness engulfed the elevator. There was something there, reaching for her, trying to make her act. It was a distress call. Faden sensed a drowning man, a hunger in the dark. Investigation sector.
Investigation sector, huh?
It's annoying that the clip for it is very pixelated, but... Investigation sector. Who could that be? Who could that mystery man be?
Very recognizable to us.
Mystery man is typewriter. Hello?
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 Here?
Alan?
Guess not.
Alan?
Seems a lot more crowded than the rest of the Bureau.
Resignation letter. Federal Bureau of Control of 2019. To who it may concern, it is with great anger and regret that I tender my resignation as Head of Investigations for the Federal Bureau of Control. I do this in protest of the rampant disregard for my department's. My staff cannot continue to work in these conditions. Previous requests and warnings have fallen on deaf ears. So I must now reply. Oh my god, my brain. So I must now rely on my actions to speak louder than my words ever could. I blame this situation on our who has routinely ignored my requests for assistance in reclaiming the parts of the investigation sector lost to the loose inside. I will never forget the screams of brave agents begging us to open that fire break. I will carry that shame for the rest of my days. The has failed his agents. I shall never forgive him for that. Sincerely, William Kirkland.
We heard that name before.
It does sound vaguely familiar. Can we... What happens if we watch this?
Darkness engulfed the elevator.
I guess it's the same as what we saw.
There was something there,
But more high res.
a presence. Jesse Faden could hear it. A call. It was faint, reaching for her from a dark place. Faden was sensitive to visitations. She had them all the time. From her guiding star and the previous director. She was
There's
the perfect
more.
receiver. As if she'd been made for this. Faden paused to feel it.
I like how he types with one finger. It's great.
It was changing things around her, subtle, trying to make her act. Faden didn't like that. Her guide felt it too. Polaris didn't flare up in defense as with the hiss, so it wasn't all bad. Not a hostile transmission. It was powerful, but it was coming from far away, and made weak because of the distance. It was a distress call. Faden sensed a drowning man, a man desperate to escape. She sensed something else too. A hunger in the dark, not unlike the hostile resonance, waiting, She knew that desperate acts can have grim consequences. It was this, more than the man's despair, that made her follow the call. The elevator lights winked back on. The darkness receded like a memory. There was a new button on the elevator control panel. Investigation Sector. Faden pressed the button. The elevator doors slid shut with practiced bravado.
I guess you do kind of type like that on a typewriter because it's harder to push the keys.
Yeah. I was going to say, I think he's typing correctly.
Wow. Yeah, so I guess you get more if you watch them there. It's kind of cool.
It's not working. Probably a loose power core somewhere.
Follow the cord. Mr. Dennis, so yes, there is an increase in AWE cases, and yes, it would be a good idea to put together a special task force to examine exactly why that is. However, it seems that a tiny little detail has slipped through the cracks. We don't have the damn stuff. If you expect us to detect, investigate, and process more AWE cases, you need to give us more people. It's simple math. Between the staff we lost in the Hartman thing, and the ones who left for the other departments after Kirkland quit, we're barely managing to keep up with the workload. Hell, just filing the paperwork for all the altered items we left behind in the sector has been an ordeal. Another thing, and this is going to sound paradoxical, but we have an overcrowding situation. This lobby isn't meant to accommodate a whole sector's worth of staff. We put forward a motion to move investigations to a more suitable location months ago. It better not still be sitting on your desk. The people are getting restless, and as Kirkland's interim replacement, it's your job to handle it. Best regards, Agent Grayson. So, Hartman might ring a bell for you, maybe not.
It does, but the first time I heard it, it made me think of Death Stranding, so now I don't remember where I heard it in this.
Hartman.
Isn't there someone called Hartman in Death Stranding?
I think there is a Dr. Hartman, actually.
Because you were playing it and... Oh, Deja's eating.
Deja.
I assume it's Deja. And I just noticed some of the names. I don't know who he is or what he does or anything.
I think there is a Dr. Hartman in that. Hartman is a name that you should be...
I can't remember who it is.
But not from this game.
Oh, is that the doctor in Alan Wake? The psychologist or whatever?
It is indeed. There's so many freaking things to read. Jesus Christ. Mr. Dennis is good for me to, when I don't feel like reading, to have 5,000 things to read.
I could read some things.
If you want, yeah.
Mr. Dennis, a request came through recently from an FBI agent asking for all our files on Bright Falls, specifically on the disappearance of the author Alan Wake. Per the Interagency Information Exchange Agreement, I had some paper pushers gather up a folder of all the pre-approved files. Don't worry, all the inappropriate material is either missing or redacted. But I'm writing to let you know that we received this request from a special agent named Alex Casey. Sounds familiar, right? That's because Alex Casey is the name of the fictional detective in those hard-boiled crime books Alan Wake wrote. Pretty interesting that an FBI agent sharing a name with the most famous character Wake wrote is looking for a case dealing with a writer's fiction coming true. I think this is worth looking into, but what's your opinion? Just give the word and I'll start surveillance on this guy. Special Investigator Gleason. I was actually going to bring this up as well when we just watched that little video with Alan Wake typing.
Yeah.
Because he's obviously writing about Jesse Faden.
He is.
And we were talking about this earlier today as well, and I think we ended up coming to some very similar conclusions. But the conclusion I had when we played Alan Wake 2, and this is partly just because of my preference, is not that these were just that these people didn't exist and then Alan Wake wrote them into existence and they appeared and whatever.
Oh god, whoops. Sorry.
I kind of think of them more as Alex Casey exists, Jesse Faden exists, and then Alan Wake exists and starts writing, and once it's like when he's writing he accidentally picked them up And then once he picked them up, it's like, now the paths have crossed and now they're intertwined. Now he has influence over them, but also he's drawn to them, so they have influence over it as well. Because it is, just because I guess it's one of those, like, I don't like the idea of, like, they're being controlled by him or they're not really them. I think they are still really them. That's the personality they would have had, regardless of whether Alan Wake picked them or not. That Alan was drawn to them subconsciously without even knowing who they were.
Well, that's,
then once they were intertwined, they start influencing each other.
That's the thing we don't really know for sure, is
we don't know that.
how it's where it starts. Like, did they exist?
That's how I choose
to begin, or did Alan write them and then they existed after he wrote them, or if it's kind of like a mix between the two?
Yeah. So how
like what you just said.
Yeah, what I said is how I choose to interpret it, because I don't really like the idea of it being a different way.
All right. Darling investigation. I can read this one. Official findings report. Dr. Casper Darling. Internal confidential. Summary. Per authorization of Mr. Kirkland, internal investigation D0845 was launched into the ethical practices of Dr. Casper Darling, head of research. Despite the accounts of anonymous regarding inhumane treatment of a currently housed in the Bureau, our official findings regarding this were inconclusive. Numerous obstacles arose during this investigation. The majority of sector personnel seemed to be wholly unaware of any subject contained there. One confirmed this code name to be, but all files pertaining to that name were inaccessible, being classified under the highest clearance level. Investigators were similarly blocked from entering the research wing to interview its staff. The matter was further complicated by the lack of clarity on whether non-human paranatural entities warrant humane treatment. While this investigation cannot address any charges against Dr. Darling, we do recommend an investigation into research. Refer to file 982-0136 for full report. So all of these, you probably already worked this out, but all the kind of notes in this area are pertaining to the same kind of thing. They're not kind of like up until now, like we've kind of been finding them and they've been a bit more like some will be unrelated.
Yeah, what is that referring to? Like, if that's related to Alan Wake and stuff, what is that referring to that could have been contained inhumanely? Does that mean that they are contributing to Alan being stuck, or do they have some other piece of the puzzle?
Yes. Did we already read these ones? What is this?
Do you want me to quickly read
it? Sure.
Burrow Tractor, A182KE, supplementary materials. Note, this communication led to a local coroner examining the body of William Burrow. Does that name come up? Dunno.
Sounds familiar.
Burrow, William, male, Caucasian. Case summary. 33-year-old man found dead on his property per police report. Remains obtained for coroner's office also include blood, urine, bile, stomach contents, and bone fragments. Autopsy findings. Blunt force injuries, head. Lacerations, left ear/cheek. Blunt force injuries, extremities. Dislocation, right knee. Complete avulsion of the right upper extremity with associated fracture of the proximal right humerus. Extensive trauma, abdominal region. Complete avulsion of multiple organs, including stomach, heart, liver, pancreas, kidneys, and portions of the large and small intestine, all missing from scene. Conclusion. It's my opinion that Mr. Burrow's death is not the result of a mechanical accident as claimed by authorities. The removal of organs is consistent with animal attack. Could that be related to the cult stuff happening in the forests in Alan Wake 2? I feel like they didn't take organs except the heart.
That has given me that vibe. But, yeah. It seems slightly different. But it is giving me that vibe as well. So many freaking notes around here. Missing agents. 2017, Mr. Kirkland. Here are the latest agents confirmed missing, presumed dead from the containment breach yesterday. Agent Jonathan Connor, Research Ezra Cruz, Agent Caroline Dempsey, Agent Lindsay Malcolm, Agent Charles Murray, Agent Derek Shah. Letters of condolences will be delivered to you to sign prior to sending them to their families. You will be updated as soon as additional confirmations are made. Also, as per your request, the network engineer checked how many cases were backed up digitally. Unfortunately, a large number of active investigations were not archived yet, and the only hard copies of reports exist behind the firebreak. They're lost, I'm afraid. Well, we're probably going behind the firebreak, I imagine. So wait, can we take this? Oops. Yeah, why do I not remember how to play this game? What? We need to put a battery in... Oh god, it's another freaking...
I can read it.
So many.
Cauldron Lake update. Federal Bureau of Control. To Chief Investigator Dennis. It happened again. 3rd time this year. Something certainly has it out for it. Could be raccoons. The locals certainly complain about them enough, but why the hell would raccoons keep going after a monitoring station? Doesn't add up. Anyway, I've got a bureau tech going to the site next week to take a look. So we met a bureau tech as Ellen in the game, right?
A monitoring station in Alan Wake 2 that there was mention of raccoons. So that's...
I thought we met a tech there.
Not as Alan. Maybe as, what's her name?
Oh, sorry, as that, yes, as the chick.
Yeah,
not as Ellen.
Possibly.
I can't remember her name. Yeah. Next on the list of recurring problems is the staff at the Lake House Research Station. How am I supposed to effectively keep an eye on, probably Alan, Lake if they won't let me see any data? Or Cauldron, I mean. That's Cauldron.
Why are you saying that? It's redacted. You can't see that.
Hell, I don't even know what they're researching out there. We need... I just realised I said Alan Lake, and that's not his name. Cauldron Lake. Anyway, we need to petition them again to share their info with investigations agents. It's only a matter of time before this hits again, and I want to be prepared. I like to think that says this shit hits again. Anyway, if anyone at HQ asks why the Bright Falls report is a little thin this month, tell them it's because we couldn't take any readings. In the meantime, I might invest in some raccoon traps. Sincerely, Agent Estevez.
Yeah, I think that name's familiar. I feel like that might have been the agent that was there. I mean, it would make sense for them to put them there if this is already pre-existing in this game.
The other thing I wanted to say about Alan writing Jesse's name, like the video we were watching, that we're partway through watching, kind of says how in Stephen King's writing he's got the Dark Tower series, but that like ties into a bunch of other books, but the Dark Tower stuff is like kind of the core that ties everything else together.
Yeah.
And I think he referred to Alan Wake being the thing that ties everything together.
Yes.
And it just very much felt like he has control of the Bureau. When, like, I don't know if I subscribe to that idea, but when he was writing Jesse Faden just before, I had that feeling of like, who's the puppeteer? Is it Alan, kind of thing?
Maybe.
Yeah. And I think it's very cool.
It is cool. There's so many freaking
Also,
notes.
at some point, I'm going to need to go to the toilet, but because there's so many notes, I'm just holding off.
Okay. Mr. Kirkland, we stopped at Keystone on our way to the target AWE, like you asked. I'm sending my report directly to you to try and keep a lid on this Grumman Morales desertion issue. We didn't find any sign of them here. Given their records, it is possible they've switched teams, like you suspected. But I don't think that's the case. An event definitely occurred here in Keystone, and I think Grumman and Morales got caught up in it. The entire population vanished into thin air. Reminds me of the Ordinary case. But that was just the adults, if I'm remembering the file correctly. This is different. I think our guys are casualties, not traitors. If it was an AWE, it seems to be over. We walked through the whole town, and the only strange thing we noticed were markings on various buildings. 2 overlapping circles with a dot in the shared space. Could be unrelated. I'll show you the pictures when I get back. In the meantime, you should send a team out here to cordon this place off, and maybe get the comms guys working on a cover story. Sincerely, Agent Keenum. What did I say this place was? Keystone. Keystone sounds familiar, but I don't know why.
I was trying to think, I was like, have we heard any of this before? But the stuff that sounds familiar to me is more to do with Ordinary. So I don't know if I have heard any of these names before.
The symbol too.
I can totally imagine this, like Magnus Archives, would be, you'd get so much more, like, the more you play it, because you'd remember who those names were. Like, you still get the vibe and understand the story, even if you don't pick up all the connections.
Yeah.
The first time round, but yeah.
Alright. There is more. We can, if you need to get up there.
Well, no, because I want you to be able to keep walking around and it not be boring while everyone just waits for me to go to the toilet. So
you're gonna miss stuff though.
That's what I mean. I don't want to miss stuff. So I can sit here while we keep reading, and then when you're ready to move to the next area.
Okay, I think it's just this one and that one over there.
Okay, I can read it if you want.
Okay.
Official Findings Report. Re the Prime Candidate Program. Internal and confidential. Summary. Per authorization from Mr. Kirkland, internal investigation P1429 was launched into the legality of the Prime Candidate Program by the Federal Bureau of Control. Since all known subjects relevant to the investigation used executive privilege to decline interviews, very little first-hand information was gathered. However, anonymous sources and documentation declassified by Mr. Kirkland both paint an alarmingly clear picture of systematic and were brought into the oldest house and placed under examination and testing with the aim of appointing one as director upon maturity. Where? Children? Brought to the oldest house, placed in.
It's probably what's his name? Dylan.
But it doesn't look like it says a child. I'm just wondering if there were other children. Or upon maturity. This program has produced no successful cases and only resulted in the traumatic of paranaturally inclined, I think it says children, more than one. Not only is this in breach of the ASH Act, I wonder if that's a real thing, but it flies in the face of basic human decency. The investigation team unequivocally the Prime Candidate Program and recommends that it be immediately. The investigation team unequivocally, what's the word I'm thinking of?
You can't be saying what the redacted materials are.
I'm guessing.
They're being redacted for a reason.
Well, terminated immediately.
You're going to be fired. Giving out classified information.
I don't work here.
Don't you? No. What are you doing here then?
I don't know. I'm like Alan Wake, I'm just appearing.
Tractor, again.
Do you want me to read or you read?
If you can read.
Burrow Tractor A182KE. Containment procedure. Item is not in the Bureau custody. None known. None known. Okay.
That's weird. No containment procedure known.
Oh, I see. Description / altered effect. I was reading that as descriptional. Description / altered effect. A Frank elk tractor, olive
Both
green.
Struggling today.
Dried blood on the grill when last seen. Item is capable of vocalized responses or growls and unmanned locomotion. Considered highly aggressive and dangerous. Background. The item first came to the Bureau's attention after the death of William Burrow, whose name we saw before, but I'm already mixing up who's who.
That was the autopsy.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes. Owner of Burrow Farm outside of Trenton, Texas. Local authorities arrived on scene after an employee found the mutilated body of Mr. Burrow beneath his tractor. Police arrived but were immediately driven away by the tractor. Panicked calls to federal authorities were intercepted by Bureau Communications staff. A team was dispatched. Upon arrival, the agents approached the item. It responded by growling like a bear. Three agents were injured when they tried to detain the item, which escaped. Aerial searches for the item are ongoing. Speaking to Mrs. Burrow only revealed that she had a domestic altercation with Mr. Burrow earlier the night of the incident. Whether these events are connected is currently unknown. So is this related to Alan Wake as well? You were saying...
I feel like this is...
This feels like a different thing.
No, I feel like this is the... there's like a boss battle in the first Alan Wake against some kind of tractor.
That was the second thing I was going to say, is that there were several vehicles that moved on their own, and it was reminding me of that.
I think that's what it's referring to.
But I didn't think that other people necessarily encountered that, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
Is that...
Yep. That'll do.
Toilet break time.
That'll do. We'll get a battery for this thing.
Oh, crap.
Plug it in. I don't think there's any more notes. I don't think we checked in here. I feel like we've had like Oh god, I keep pushing the wrong button. Had like 7, maybe 7 notes in this one little area. Okay, fire it up.
There. Now that gate should open.
Let us continue. I don't want to go too far though, because I feel like Alan's going to appear. We can pause though. Oh, got another report. God damn it. Okay, we'll just load it up. Specimen escape assessment. Oh shit. Official findings report. Re-incident A49. Internal confidential. Summary. Purpose of internal investigation X0397 is to examine the containment failure of specimen SI1 that resulted in the deaths of agents. An inspection report of the containment equipment 3 days earlier showed no faults. Investigators suspect human error to be the cause. Yet no department has provided any evidence to support this. Technicians were able to recover the researchers' notes on the specimen from the internal work. The specimen began displaying a sharp increase in aggressive. Cross-referencing that date with various logs found only 2 events inconsistent with the sector's daily routine. 1. The air filters were changed, and 2. An hour prior to the incident, a civilian named Alice entered the sector regarding an unrelated investigation. See interview 65F124. Given their connection to the same AWE case, it is likely that Mrs. presence is relevant to the specimen's escape and to the investigation is ongoing. Refer to file 623-0721 for full report.
So what is this? We don't know what they're talking about, that was contained.
We don't know, no.
But possibly something that was inhumanely contained?
Possibly something that's not human that was inhumanely contained, yes. Alright. More notes in here?
No detective, but something definitely happened here.
Can you say that about the entire building?
I mean, she kind of knows what happened in the rest of the building, but
True.
This is slightly different, I guess. Kind of. Blessed organization. Or blessed organization. You want to read this one?
Yep, sorry, I was just yawning. Paracriminal profile, the Blessed Organization. Summary. This group/individual has operated outside of the Bureau's notice for decades, perhaps longer, displaying a level of skill and caution rarely seen in paracriminal groups. A review of past cases has found various mentions of their activity over the years. In 2016, a production company called Blessed Pictures was connected to an altered item case, as well as the death of an agent from exposure to illicit paranatural materials. In 1994, a Los Angeles-based public speaker named Chester Bless was involved in the illegal use of an altered item. In 1988, a business called Blessed Repair and Service was suspected of involvement with an object of power case, perhaps even creating it. None of these businesses or individuals have ever been located. However, their connection to appearances of altered items and objects of power is too direct to be considered circumstantial. An arrest order has been issued for any persons believed to be involved with the Blessed Organization. So there's a underworld of altered item using criminals.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that ties into the cult from Alan Wake 2. Because there was 2. There was the cult of the forest, cult of the trees, and then the cult of the light.
I can't quite exactly remember what the deal was there, but yes.
One was like trying to make Alan Wake's works come to life or something, and then the other one was trying to stop it, I think. Something like that. I can't remember.
So how do you know everything is related?
Because I've played this.
Oh, so there wasn't something in-game?
No, I'm just remembering from when I played it
Right,
a
right.
long time ago.
I was wondering because if we were playing this and it was completely blind, you wouldn't necessarily think that was related to the Alan Wake cult.
That note there.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah, I know,
particular,
but like,
but-
or even like the tractor or anything. You
Yeah,
wouldn't
the
necessarily-
tractor I'm assuming is the boss because that's what the tractor
Yeah.
did in the game. It like made noises, like vocalized and whatnot. We've got a light switch.
Mhm. Wow.
Do we know each other? This feels familiar. I can't seem to... I've forgotten it. I'm sorry. My name is Alan Wake. Who are you? Who are you? Do I know you?
I'm your friend Tom. Tom Zane. There's nothing to worry about.
Tom. The poet. The diver. You look different.
That was just a role. A character. The protagonist I played in my old film. I'm a filmmaker. An auteur like yourself. We're working on this together, remember? An artistic collaboration. You need a drink. Yippish.
Mm.
Endless. Darkness. Nothing holds still.
But we're very close now. You've been writing. You found a way to escape. It'll work this time.
Riding.
You found a way!
No. I don't... Wait. There's something. It's my double. He's out there. I've seen him.
Yeah. Nothing to worry about. I'm dealing with it. It's fine, my friend. Let me handle him.
You've met him? What the hell?
Now, come on. You misunderstand me.
That was Alan Wake, the writer who went missing in that AWE case I read about. What's he doing here?
What is he doing?
Thomas Zane was with him. The poet. No, wait. He was a filmmaker. I always remember that wrong.
See, that's interesting because on the tape we listened to earlier, Jessie says here's this quote from this poet that I like, Thomas Zane, and then the therapist says, I looked up Thomas Zane, there was no poet by that name, but there was a filmmaker, and then Jessie seems surprised, but now Jessie's like, oh, I always forget that. I always mix that up. So it's kind of like her.
That feels like she always called him a poet, but then she got corrected. But her inclination is to say poet. That's what keeps coming. Like, she's not influenced, but like that's what she keeps thinking. But because she's been corrected so many times, it's like, oh no.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's
not
like
a poet.
her memories have been changed of Thomas Zane from him being a poet to him being a filmmaker. Because that is what was kind of alluded to with Thomas Zane and him rewriting himself out of existence. So that kind of ties into that, because he obviously was a poet, and then he's kind of erased that part of him. And this is like demonstrating it because she did know him as a poet, and now she's being like, I know he wasn't a poet, I just get that mixed up. So it's kind of like her memories have been altered almost of him.
That scene we just saw, I feel like there's a similar scene in Alan Wake 2.
There is, yes, in the hotel room. And it's Thomas Zane, but he looks quite different, but he is the same actor as Alan Wake, so it's still him. So it's very similar. I think he offers him a drink as well.
Yeah, well, that was the other thing I was going to say, is that I was trying to figure out this time, I was like, is that the same voice actor? And I think it might be, because I may be misremembering this, but I think Thomas Zane has the Swedish accent in Alan Wake 2.
Yes.
And then did we work out that it was the same voice actor for both, and he actually is Swedish, so it was his actual voice for Thomas Zane, and he's putting on an accent for Alan Wake, which is a very good accent. Or maybe he was doing a Swedish accent. Can't remember. Either way, it was a good accent.
I think he was Swedish.
Whatever one he was putting on. I would imagine
that's
interesting. I can't remember. We watched some interviews, but I don't remember now.
So that kind of so this is the thing. I played this like way before we played Alan Wake 2. And before that I had only partially played Alan Wake because I got bored of it and annoyed, so I stopped playing it. So when I originally played this, there's a lot of stuff I didn't pick up on because I didn't have context for it. But that scene, that's the same. It's like basically the same scene from Alan Wake 2, but slightly different, which kind of ties into the whole spiral thing, where it's the same, but slightly altered within the spiral as it repeats. So I think that's what they're alluding to, is it's the same scene, but it's different in Alan Wake 2 because they've been able to influence it, and get further out, which is quite cool.
So I don't know if the Texas poster was always there, but we were just reading about the track. Was it the tractor in Texas or something else in Texas? Something was in Texas.
Tractor, in the farm.
Also, thank goodness that annoying music isn't playing today. Should be the champion. No, white. Herald of darkness. Wait, I think the radio is.
Turn it off.
See? Get a snack.
Some chips.
Turn it off.
Everything's broken.
Dr. Emil Hartman, devoured by hungry darkness, became the thing that had been Hartman. Broke loose, killed everyone it could, lurking, roaming, waiting. Then something else came, a resonance. The thing that had been Hartman went through another change.
So we can get more context for that now.
Dr. Emil Hartman was desperate. The Federal Bureau of Control had stolen his life's work. This was his last chance, his final experiment. What he'd been too scared to do before. Hartman dove into the lake, was taken, devoured by hungry darkness, became the thing that had been Hartman. Only an echo of him remained, fragmented impulses on autoplay. Violent, bloodthirsty darkness in the driver's seat. Emerging from the lake, the thing was captured by the FBC. Brought in, contained, studied. The thing broke loose, killed everyone it could. The FBC fell back and sealed the sector. The thing was alone in the dark, lurking, roaming, waiting. Then something else came. Not darkness, but similar enough. A sound. A resonance. It shouldn't be a surprise. If there's one, why not another? The darkness inside the thing could have been immune. Could have resisted, fought, could have been passed by, passed through with no effect. But it didn't, and it wasn't. Maybe it had grown weaker over time, not aged. It was timeless, but weaker with no link to its source. A metamorphosis followed. The thing that had been Hartman went through another change.
So I'm guessing the thing that was contained inhumanely is the thing that had been Hartman.
Yes,
And
I believe so.
Just going back to what I said about, you know, like who's in control and who created who and all that stuff.
Mm.
The Federal Bureau of Control, again, in my preference, already existed, and then Alan has... But the fact Alan still has a lot of influence, and it kind of sounds like he's created the Hiss. Or at least brought forth the Hiss.
He's talking about the Hiss here. That's what he was talking about, the resonance.
But if you subscribe to the idea that that he's creating these things, then did he create the Federal Bureau of Control, and did he create the Hiss? I don't subscribe to that.
I don't subscribe to that.
I think the FBC already existed, and he's talking about them because they existed, but he knows things about them that people shouldn't know.
Mm.
And it kind of sounded like he maybe wrote the Hiss into existence, but
I would say
called it forth. Maybe it already existed, but like he called it forth.
Well, I would say no, because we kind of it's already. You have to remember that this DLC was added later after this game released, so the whole Hiss story already existed in its finality before they added the Alan Wake DLC. So, yeah. But he was mentioning...
If you're reading an Alex Casey book, then that whole story exists without Alan Wake.
This is true. But yeah, I don't think he brought on the Hiss.
I think he could have. I think, again, because I prefer to think that all these things already existed, he didn't create them. So I take back about creating the Hiss, but I think he could have accidentally helped it come. Maybe not the only factor, but I think he could have helped it come through.
I think he's... Because in the first Alan Wake, he talks about when you're writing the story, you can't just be like, oh, and I escape from the dark place, the end. You have to, it has to make sense, and it has to have
has to have victims,
has to have protagonists and whatnot. So I think
fit the genre.
I think for this he's using the Hiss, the Hiss already exists, and he's writing the Hiss into his story to make it more real, and to make it more of a solid story. So I don't think he brought it on,
it's two different things.
He's referencing it because it exists already. Yeah.
But it's knowledge he shouldn't even have.
It is knowledge
because he thinks he's making up something for his story, but actually he's writing about something that's real.
Yes. Which is what he also did in Alan Wake 2.
Yeah.
With a lot of characters. And there's that line which we're not really sure.
Again, some people think that he created them entirely, and that's why they exist. But I
don't think so.
I like to think that they already exist.
I don't know if that's really a popular theory for him to have created them from nothing. I think it's more that it's unclear where his influence and where the person's existence kind of cross over.
Yeah, and actually maybe it's more that it's just the way people talk about it, to me, sounds like in the video we're watching, but in other things as well, sounds like they're saying he created them, and they came out of nothing, but they might not be saying that. I might just be misinterpreting what they're saying.
The hell? This game does not like this door. Can't go near it.
Uh-oh.
Door, what's wrong with you? Get out of here quick. The game crashes.
One day we're going to do that, and it's not going to work.
We'll be trapped forever.
And it'll be... I feel like they're leading up to that panic of oh shit, that reliable thing is not working.
Can we cross this? Wait, what? What do we do here?
Hi, Cyrus. Sorry,
Cyrus.
I was waiting for it to say like the auto thing to say
Oh, yeah.
hello.
It's weird.
And then I was like, wait, have you already spoken? And so I was trying to see it.
Why didn't it go off? It's odd. I guess we go across here, but it's blocked.
We have levitate.
Hey.
Oh, that.
Oh shit! Why is the door closing on us like that? Oh, freaking
Mix you on a Friday. Gosh, I thought it was Saturday. It is Saturday.
It's Friday for
Yeah.
Cyrus, probably.
Yeah, but no, I suddenly thought it was actually Friday and I got really confused. Yes, we're doing a bonus of Control. Because we could.
Cause we could. Wait, so this open now? I guess we jump across.
We have levitate.
We do. I was trying to think, like, do you have to have levitate at this point in the game? I guess you do. Let me in! Let me break this.
Oh,
Seymour.
a special guest. Wait, what was to the left?
Another area. We could maybe
Like
get on
three, at least two of the areas. Are there? Can we always see things? I guess we don't usually
Yeah.
look sideways.
It. Mm-hmm.
Huh.
We usually can. I don't think we can make it to there.
I think
can
we
try.
just no. Oh, okay. I think we usually just walk across. I didn't realize there were things to the right and left.
You can do it, Jesse.
I'm guessing none of them will open.
Maybe down there. It's got the yellow.
It kind of looked like what you were doing was going to work though,
What do you mean?
of breaking down the
Oh,
door.
yeah. There we go.
Is Artie going to be here?
There's a mop.
Creepy, damp, and abandoned.
Investigation
Why
center.
did Wake want me to come here?
What are you up to, Ellen?
And again, I'm thinking of the movie that's the name I always forget, but I referenced several times in Alan Wake with Will Ferrell and Emma Thompson and Maggie
I
Gyllenhaal.
always forget this frickin' movie too.
And like literally, I've looked it up. Like I've
Stranger
seen,
Than Fiction.
Yeah, I've seen it several times. I remember it when we're not playing a game, but for some reason it keeps becoming relevant, and then I keep forgetting the name. But anyway, Stranger Than Fiction. Again, in that, I guess you could theorize that he didn't exist beforehand, but
It's true.
I get my preferred reading of it is Will Ferrell did exist, and then for some reason when the author was writing it, she started writing unknowingly about a real person, but then it influenced what happened to him.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of
That
how
shit
I
doesn't
Yeah,
look
that's
how I imagine it. for
That's how I
this,
see Alan
but
Wake.
maybe slightly different.
Wanna know?
Like your two things going parallel. Author and real person are parallel, but then it accidentally comes together at some point, and once it comes together, it's connected and influence each other.
There it is. It's working now. I don't know why my death counter's not working though.
That was saying hi to Bourne, who's already spoken.
Yeah, I mean it's working for someone
Oh.
just talking. Ah. Although it worked for Hidden,
Yeah.
then it didn't work for Bourne.
No, but it's Cyrus it didn't work for.
It didn't work for Bourne, and then it didn't work for Cyrus. And now it's working
Oh.
for Bourne. So it's kind of like, it's catching up. There we go. It's
Oh, there you go.
because
Hello.
I reset it, but it's still not working for the deaths. It's bloody things, I tell you, they always got issues. All the time.
And explore the investigation sector, investigations, active investigation.
Get out of my way, I'm trying to help Alan. Right there.
I'm just writing something down before I forget. Cyrus, I had to go to the bathroom break. If you need a bathroom break, it's all good.
Service tunnel. Wait, we had a note over here somewhere. Here. Hartman arrest. Official arrest report. Case 74WAW4. Offender names. Hartman Emil. Victim names. Alan Wake. Tor Anderson. Odin Anderson. Rudolph Lane. Wendy the Soul. Thomas Emerson. Officer names: Special Agent Remy, Special Agent Dennis Remy, Special Agent Remy Dennis. Who knows?
Remy Dennis.
Remy Dennis. Charges: Code 4, kidnapping and altered individuals, 1 count. Code 8, sanctions against altered organizations, 1 count. Code 37, obstruction of Bureau investigation, 1 count. Code 74, breaching the Ash Act, 6 counts. Additional notes. Offender's property seized as evidence to be used in conjunction with an ongoing AWE investigation. Offender's personal effects have been sent to research for analysis. After being cleared by Bureau researchers, all victims have been released. Biannual surveillance orders were assigned to each, except the Anderson brothers, due to their senility, and Wake, possibly deceased. So yeah. So that's the dude who ran the retreat for artists, and he was obviously somehow using an altered item or channeling something like that to affect stuff around Cauldron Lake, which I guess is kind of how the stuff with Alan and the Tor brothers, Anderson brothers, Anderson brothers. How that kind of stuff was affected through him. So I guess that's all the like artworks and stuff are here somewhere.
Whoa. Looks like the house has gotten a little wild in here.
Can we go this way? Fire break, that's where we came from.
You don't need our permission for a bathroom break.
Where's your hall pass? Give me your hall pass. Something inside this room. Oh. Wait, what?
By the way, having a pass to leave the classroom to go to the bathroom is not a thing in New Zealand.
It's not. It is
not. But also,
not.
I feel like maybe it's because the schools are bigger in America, so you actually have to walk a further distance to go to the bathroom.
Could be.
I just feel like the classes aren't so long that you need to go to the bathroom during most of the time. You just wait.
That's true.
I can't think of any time where I actually needed to leave to go to the bathroom, and I can't think of anyone else needing to leave. But if you did, you'd just ask, can I go to the bathroom? Go, yeah. You probably don't have to go that far.
I sometimes think about this for some weird reason, but I've never used the bathroom once the entire time I was at school.
I barely used the bathroom.
And I'm just like, how did I go however many years it is, however many days it is, without having to go to the bathroom once? It seems weird to me.
I don't think it's that weird. I think it's an amount of time that you can just not go to the bathroom, especially if you're in a habit where your body clock would get used to that as well. I barely remember. I know I did at least once.
I don't think I even stepped foot in the bathroom at our school either. No, when I think about it, I'm like, nope. Anyways, hello, my feet gossip at night, and now I have to wear shoes to bed. Sincerely, me.
Dear Deleters.
Yeah. I don't know what that's about. Certainly not Alan's writing.
This darkness is blocking the door.
Oh, look, aim a powerful light.
Now I have to deal with an interdimensional noise and sentient shadows.
We've got a torch here.
Oh yeah, there was stuff like that on the ground in Alan Wake, eh?
Away, huh?
Yep.
Makes sense.
Give me this light. Now we're in Alan Wake mode. Where are we going? There. We got the we got the yellow. The yellow will guide us.
Welcome to the chat room. Why did that just come up?
Chat room. I don't know what it's doing. We probably reconnected, which is a concern. Who said that?
That's a disturbing thing to hear.
Grab a light. Operations Center.
What did the sign say? Oh.
The third thing. The sound made darker, the darkness made louder. Hartman was stretched, like a worm through time. The third thing was a monster. Now he crashed out of darkness toward Faden.
What? How dare he? I need to look at my files first.
The resonance carves its way through the thing that had been Hartman, vibrating, remolding. The sound changes the darkness, and the darkness changes the sound. They both changed what remained of Hartman. They all turned into something else. A third thing. The sound made darker. The darkness made louder. Hartman was stretched. Stretched as anyone when seen from out of time, like a worm through time. Almost an Ouroboros, a spiral, a maelstrom. The gravity well of a black hole, twisting inward, tightening, taking you deeper and deeper to the bottom, the heart, and through to the other side. The third thing said, when you hear this, you will know you're in new you. He said, we build you till nothing remains. He said, under the conceptual reality, behind this reality, you must want these ways to drag you away. He said, baby, 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 yeah, orange peel. The third thing was a monster. He'd tear apart any ordinary person crossing his path. Now he crashed out of darkness toward Faden. There was nothing ordinary about Faden.
I like that just after our discussion, because it's not just Hartman. Like, Hartman was getting influenced by the darkness in Alan Wake, and this feels like later, like in Hellraiser or some other movie where you've been there's always people who are looking into these, like, the dark rituals. He was looking into the dark, but then the hiss also came along, and it's become a third thing. The third thing isn't in Alan Wake. Like, that's where FBC Control and Alan Wake, the dark, kind of like cross, and Hartman is the one who is there.
Yeah, well, there's another step in there too, because it was not just him using the influence of the dark place. They mentioned that he dove into Cauldron Lake and then became something else. The thing that was once Hartman, or whatever they said. So he kind of changed at that point too, and then was contained, and then the hisses also
changed him into a third
changed
thing.
him into something else altogether.
Well, he's the third thing now.
He's the third thing.
He was the thing that that was Hartman.
Yeah.
But that was just the dark.
Yeah.
Now he's the third thing.
I was going to say something, I can't remember what it was. Oh, just the fact that, like, I guess this is kind of slight spoilers for Alan Wake 2. I mean,
think we've said a lot of this.
We're discussing that, so apologies if you haven't played it. The fact that Alan's talking about Faden, and we know Faden is not in Alan Wake 2, is just interesting. That, they've obviously made all these connections, so it's obviously a conscious decision to not have her in Alan Wake 2 for some reason, and we don't know what that is.
And actually, I have a feeling we said this off stream, because last stream I was talking about how Jesse isn't in Alan Wake 2. And at that time I was thinking that at the time we played Alan Wake 2, and when we were playing this last stream, I was thinking that this happened and then Alan Wake 2 happened, and that was the timeline.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait a second, we have no idea when in the timeline this is.
We don't, it's true.
Just because it's mentioning Alan Wake. Alan was missing for 10 years.
This is true, actually.
So is this during the 10-year bit where he's missing? Actually, presumably yes, to an extent, but then also just because we read the notes that we've read are obviously from when he was missing, when it says he's missing, but we don't know how long ago those notes were written.
That's true.
That could be an old note that we found that was written 10 years ago, and this is 20 years from when Alan Wake was missing, like
this game. You mean like this game's taking place after Alan Wake 2?
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah. I mean,
don't know.
It's possible.
Have absolutely no idea.
It is possible.
There might be something that actually gives you dates where you can figure that out, but I don't know what the dates are. So.
The Shadow. Examination of paranatural entities. The Shadow. Summary. Paranatural entity A010, aka the Shadow, is an aggressive consisting of 3 known types. Type A. Localized manifestations of sentient, capable of occupying organic and inorganic material, as well as exerting over its surroundings. Type B. Shaded individuals. Human bodies by the Shadow. These individuals become notably more aggressive, but do seem to retain of their previous selves. Research is ongoing as to whether this condition is reversible.
Hope not, because if this is talking about Alan Wake, we killed those people.
True. Type C. Shaded objects, similar to Type B, except that inanimate objects are solely to be used as destructive tools. Each type seems to work towards a shared goal, possibly targeting certain individuals. See AWE 35, which may imply a shared link to intelligence. The threat this entity poses warrants immediate exploration of offensive-defensive measures. The investigation sector is being outfitted with additional lighting sources, some internally powered, to prepare for the eventuality of... Refer to File 634, 1923 for full report.
Cyrus, I disagree with that statement so much. I wish they would have gone a more fun route with Alan Wake 2 like the other 2 installments. Okay, so 1, Alan Wake 2 is, in my opinion, and actually I guess lots of people's opinion, way better than Alan Wake 1.
Hell yes.
Because the gameplay is way better. 2, it has a lot of fun in it.
What do you mean by the other 2 installments? You mean
I'm assuming Alan Wake 1 and American Nightmare. But yeah, if you mean
they're vastly
something else.
different games. I can agree with you on them being quite different, but I would say Alan Wake is a bad game it's a bad game
with an amazing
with a good story and an amazing sequel, which makes it worth playing solely because of the sequel.
And actually, just watching that video where there's some analysis of the first game, I enjoyed the story at the time, but it was also like. It was the story was even better than I remembered, like when we heard analysis of it.
Yeah. And Alan Wake American Nightmare was just like a weird side story that I don't know. It depends on what kind of game you're into. I haven't played it, but I've kind of watched it and I'm like, that's you know, it's not really a horror game. It's kind of just like some weird offshoot game. So, not that I'm saying like, you know, you're entitled to not like the sequel, but in my opinion, the sequel is far superior to the first game. Just like way more interesting, way more like
The game
fleshed out, and like just more what's the word I'm looking for?
polished.
More polished, yeah, to play. Alan Wake, the first game, the combat is horrible, and it's just like there's just so much of it, like in between story beats, and it gets very repetitive and boring.
Yeah, it got a bit tedious. I think Alan Wake 2, the gameplay from
It's
what
similar.
you were saying seemed like really good, and also the story. Like if you're saying fun as in gameplay, it seemed like it was still fun, but fun as in like fun, jokey elements. It had those as well. So yeah. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion. I just I so disagree.
I feel like Alan Wake what am I trying to say? The gameplay in Alan Wake 2 just felt like a more polished version of Alan Wake 1 to me. Like it is slightly different. It's got a different pacing to it, and you have like more of like a what do you call it? Like an upgrade system and whatnot. So it's definitely different, but I thought it was just like an improved version of the first game. But yeah, it is. Yeah, Alan Wake 2 is like probably I don't know. It's hard to say. It's definitely one of my favorite horror games of recent times. Yes. We have a audio note.
My understanding of the dark
It doesn't have Barry, that's a fair criticism.
incomplete. This abyss, this void, it very much does not wish to be understood. If light symbolizes knowledge, then it stands to reason that darkness would equate to ignorance. By its very nature, it abhors comprehension. Of course, my own nature drives me to comprehend all. We are opposing forces, destined to collide. And given this conflict of natures, we know that the light of truth will burn away the darkness, both figuratively and literally. Any significant light source can be used as protection, even weaponry against this metaphysical gloom. And then there are the artists. I know for a fact that Tom, Wake, the Anderson brothers, and Lane all had some involvement with the darkness. The question is whether their uncanny ability to affect reality through their art beckons the darkness, or did their work perhaps even create it?
Same question
With
again.
Wake now secure in my lodge, I expect I shall grow closer to learning the answers to these questions. Assuming he cooperates, which is proving quite the challenge. Well, perseverance is the foundation of knowledge. Speaking of, I must be off on my rounds.
Barry was one of the fun elements.
Barry was fun, but
He is
I
in
didn't-
the second one, but he's only
he's
like
referred to, I
I
think.
think he's emails or something, and that's it.
Yeah, I didn't miss him, to be honest.
What? It's Barry.
Because
Yeah, I
there were just plenty of other fun things. I mean, the
didn't.
Anderson brothers are more fun,
Yeah.
and but also interesting, and actually like contribute to the story more.
Barry was
And the
like
second
the
one-
comic relief, though.
There's
which I
obviously
guess-
the whole what's it called? The sing bit? What's it actually called?
Sing. We Sing?
We
Is
sing?
that what it's
Is
called?
it? I can't remember. That whole bit.
Yeah.
And all the Mr. Door stuff.
Yeah, I get what you mean though, Cyrus. That is a different type of fun. It's still like, yeah, because the We Sing and Mr. Door I wouldn't call, it's not like comic relief, whereas Barry was comic relief.
I think
Alan
it-
Wake 2's more dark in tone. It doesn't really have the same comic relief.
I thought all those elements had comic elements.
I wouldn't, yeah, like We Sing to me is not comic relief, it's more like, it's like just weird, but in an entertaining way. Whereas Barry's just like, he's being kind of like he's like a silly kind of character. Anyways. Another file. You want to do this one?
The Eagle Limited, AWE 44, event summary. A train derailment resulting in 62 casualties and numerous injuries was suspected to have been the work of a paracriminal group known as... probably the one we just read about that I already forgot the name of. Blessed? Maybe. As a result of this event, the agents discovered that one of the cars had become altered with a persistent auditory event. It remains to be determined whether the AWE was spontaneous or the direct result of the sabotage. Event response. The Bureau had been tracking said group at the time of, and intel gathered suggested an event of this caliber was imminent in Bloomington, that's familiar. As a result, a response team on site was able to respond to the train accident site within minutes of its occurrence. They arrived to find emergency processes underway, but also equipment left behind by the suspected group. A suspicious onlooker managed to elude agents after they attempted to make contact. Further investigation of the accident site revealed a curiously undamaged train car that exhibited an altered state when entered. The individual car was secured and transported to the investigation sector for further studies. I don't know what that's referring to.
I was about to say, we've seen that train car, but then I realised I was thinking of that Matrix game we played that had a weird train car in it. It wasn't Alan Wake at all. Yeah, I'm not sure who they're referring to there. Maybe Mr. Scratch being the suspicious onlooker? But I'm not sure. To say. The Matrix, yeah. That game was weird. It changed the whole game. Changed the whole... Well, I didn't change the whole story, but they definitely took some liberties with it. Alright, what are we doing? Alan's writing did say we were going to get attacked, so... I'm suspicious. Where do these go?
Should have brought more lights with us.
Yeah. This goes nowhere, apparently. Another note? There's so many freaking notes. Holy shit. Official findings report illegal altered item market. Summary. A black market hub specializing in the trade of occult talismans, relics, and other assorted ceremonial objects, as well as genuine altered and paranatural materials, was raided in Czech Republic by a team of special investigators. Unsuccessful attempts by suspects to escape using altered items resulted in numerous casualties and prevented the Bureau from questioning all participants. The following interrogations revealed that not only is there a vast network of these retailers, but that they seem to be gathering information on altered items and other paranatural materials from sources unknown to the Bureau. The Bureau's concern here is threefold. A. There is a growing underground market for paranatural materials, which implies a growing awareness of their existence among a niche group of the general public. B. These criminal individuals do not seem aware of the item's paranatural powers, and their attempts to activate them could prove devastating if done in populated areas. C. The motivations of these collectors are largely unknown. Refer to file 512-0221 for full report.
It reminds me of Salasa in Magnus Archives.
Salasa.
He's the one who deals in weird objects.
Okay, I think I know who that is, and I was going to say... Oh, do I know who that is? Oh, yes, actually, I do, yes.
We haven't finished it yet. Well, I've finished it, but Jacob hasn't finished it yet, so don't know all the details yet. But you have heard of Salasa.
Yeah, I can think of who that is now. Alright, one more. NASA. Do you want to read this one?
Sure. Interagency Cooperation Decision, re-NASA. Summary. Following the NASA/FBC Coordination Agreement of 1972, the Bureau has provided NASA with numerous technological advancements based on our research, including the black rock lining now found in all spacefaring vessels. In return, all data gathered during space missions is made available for Bureau researchers to analyze. Also, just by the way, being in the dark reminded me of the Magnus Archives Dark Cult. And the raid that happens in one of them, and then just reading this has made me think of the space ones that have happened.
Same.
So again, we really need, well, you need to hear more Magnus Archives. Recently, certain individuals have raised the concern that this relationship does not adequately benefit the Bureau, either intellectually or financially. A thorough examination of the costs accrued by both organizations has shown that the expense of NASA's recent launch of the far outweighs any spending related to the processing and delivery of Black Rock. From its medium Earth orbit, the will provide the Bureau with an unparalleled resource for remotely monitoring and photographing AWE sites, a resource that would be lost if the partnership ends. It is the opinion of this committee that maintaining a cooperative relationship with our colleagues at NASA is of vital importance. Refer to File 381-4812 for the full report.
So their reach is pretty far. Okay, I guess we go this way. It's very dark though. Would like to have a light, but...
Can you hear voices?
Oh.
Zati.
I think these are optional missions?
Can we just pick them up and then maybe not do them?
Stop the mold, get rid of the darkness. Lighten up the plants.
Plants in here have died standing up. Lighten them up. Hey, here is getting bad. The vents, they are full of mold shit. It's not food for you. Headache, nausea, old depression. How can you tell when you are feeling?
Artie, get hold of yourself.
Darkness everywhere. New day, same old bloody city, says the whole way. Like tar but good for nothing. Get rid of it.
We don't have time for that, Artie. It's locked. Why is it so dark? What are we doing? We need to put this battery in somewhere? Guess. Oh, there's another frickin' file! So much reading. Where is it supposed to go? Where's this go? Oh no. There's so many files in here, it's crazy.
Reminder, all employees are required to report their hours at the end of each month. The Federal Bureau of Control maintains that time is not subjective, and hours passed on alternative planes cannot be claimed. Astral dives do not accumulate overtime compensation. Thank you for your attention.
Sounds like a bad deal to me.
Yeah, if you get stuck somewhere and you spend 3 hours where someone else spends an hour, you want to get paid for 3 hours.
Same. Where am I supposed to be going? We need to get in here. So we must have to turn it on somehow. Is there something back up here? There's a button, but... oh wait, where's this go? I see. I think we have to use this on these plants or something. I remember this vaguely.
Did it say to lighten them up or something?
I think it's like specific ones though.
There are probably plants down here where it's dark.
Maybe.
We don't usually have to take these cubes so far.
Get your light.
You can have a quick look to see if there's obvious plants anywhere.
I need to push the button first. Oh, I forgot. Whoa! I lost my light though. Oh, there it is. What the hell? Don't throw a grenade at me. Whoa, I'm getting murdered. What the fuck? No point pushing that because it's broken. There's 2 deaths though.
Whoa, it's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah. Hey, stop it. Where'd you go? Okay. Oh, where's my light gone? Oh. Lost my light. Oh my god, there's so many freaking things to listen to and to read. It's crazy. Interrogation complaint. Kirkland. So you put me on desk duty just because I did the thing I was fucking hired to do? My job? Want to know what I call that? Bullshit. Asking us to interrogate these scum without using words like altered items or AWEs or paracriminal is the stupidest thing I've heard in my life, and I've heard some fucking stupid things. They already know the facts, how they know just as much as us, if not more, and they get to sit there laughing at us while we dance around our words, trying not to leak classified terminology. They already know the fucking terminology. If you think pulling me off the case will stop me, then think again. That piece of shit blew up those tracks. He killed those people, all to make a train turn altered. We have him dead to rights, and you need to let me back in that interrogation cell so I can get him to flip on his buddies. These people are terrorists and deserve to be treated as such. This won't stop unless we stop them. You can go ahead and put me on suspension, see if that slows me down. Agent Hewitt. And a recording.
Agent Fisher, day 6 inside the motel.
Hotel.
Utilized surveillance methods are as follows. Fiber optic cameras slid under the individual room doors. Motion detectors in the lobby area. Tripwire, triggering a flash camera across the main entrance. Even fingerprint powder on the front desk. Results are varying at best. But mostly just inconclusive and unusable. The footage is corrupted. Sometimes even the equipment is damaged. I don't know how exactly. I think this place is making fun of me. That's the only explanation. I can hear them laughing and screaming behind the closed doors. I can hear the call bell go and ding multiple times a day, but when I look, there's no one there. I know I'm supposed to stay out of sight, but I've seen the doors closing just before I can catch even a glimpse of anyone or anything. They're messing with me, whoever they are. I think... Wait, shh. There's something. I gotta get this. Gotta get the cable out. Come on, you fiber optic fuck, cooperate. Okay, there we go.
So the end?
All right.
Still going.
That was faint, but I definitely heard movement coming from the hallway. I think I might have finally caught one. Ha! The recording better work this time, or I swear to God I'll... What? Hello? Who's there? Oh, shit. I'm with the FBC. Move away from the door. I have a... Where's my...
Is that it? Still turning.
Still going.
I think that's it.
Maybe. Where are the plants?
You're very concerned about these plants.
Well, it just seemed like an easy one to do. I thought they were just around.
I think they are just as you go along, you find them from memory.